you sure if I push this button and not that one, the science project's gonna work right this time?
I am Neek.
Wait, what?
Good morning, students. Welcome to school. Remember, the thought of the day is Grindelwald had a vision that he would rise to dominance over the wizarding world.
Welcome, Neekology 101, the study of the nerd and geek in their natural habitat. I'm Gary.
I'm Aaron.
And I'm Ron.
Ooh, mix it up today. And Rudy's in the chair today. Good job, Rudy.
Yep.
All right. And that is because we are going to be looking at, we have a couple of, the cup. And we are the knights who say,
Neek.
Yes, that's our little, we have a funny thing about make sure we catch that. So today we're going to be looking at, we've got a couple of hardcore Harry Potter fans. We have not hit Harry Potter, Rudy, this whole time that we've done our 50 somewhat episodes. So I guess it's about time. We've alluded to it. Huh?
I don't do the Potter.
You don't do the Potter? Well, we have people out there love it.
Yeah, but he'll do the Dragon 2 thing, huh?
Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon. You bring that up, but not Harry Potter.
Oh, I love that series.
Oh, there you go. It's a good series. We could make the list of that one too.
It's just one of those things where I wish I had got into it in the beginning, and I kind of missed that. So now I have to take the time to just go through that.
You're talking about Harry Potter in general?
Yeah.
Well, there's still time.
Well, I wasn't
really
around when it first came out either. So.
A lot of things you can jump into. I did not get in Harry Potter for quite a while, and I'll tell you why. Because it was during that time when they were talking about don't read it because it's evil and it's all witchcraft and things like that. And so I didn't. And my stepson Ryan was big on, he loved them. And he's the one that got me interested in, told me about the Chronicles of Narnia. He'd read that series over and over and over again. I'm like, Ryan, why do you like that so much? They're just really good. And I'm like, and he's always one that like is a trendsetter in a lot of ways. So he got me hooked into it. I talked to another friend of mine, Christian guy. He says, you know what? They're good books. They're just fantasy books. And I did, and they're good. So, it's really what you're into. And Ron, I took your spotlight away.
Well, that's okay. No, that's fine. No, you're the host. No, I'd rather have you do that. But no. Now, when I first heard it, I heard everybody was talking out, and I just thought that was funny. Mm-hmm. So I went and still seen it with my son, and I watched the book. I read the books a couple times over, but it was something me and my son watched, and we just enjoyed it for what it was. Yeah. We didn't look anything into it, and that's how we all started. So
right, yeah, fun characters.
Yeah, and by the way, don't worry about the dog barking. There's people that have cats purring. It's podcasts don't have to be perfect. That's what makes them great.
I know.
Things happen.
Well, they're used to it by now. These dogs will, comment on things. Yeah, actually, it's Scooby-Doo. If you can read Scooby-Doo, you're all good. So, Fantastic Beasts.
Just came out
the second
months
one
ago.
And I never get the title right, so it's called
The Crimes of Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald.
Grindelwald. That's the man's name. Okay, so it came out and it did pretty good, right, for Harry Potter. So, gentlemen, you are Harry Potter experts. So, where do you want to go with this? Where do you want to get started on it?
Well, first off, the movie was good. I liked it. I didn't love it, but my son made me realize it was also a bridge. It's going to be the bridge to the other movie. It's like The Empire Strikes Back.
It
was just different. I didn't like the fact. I think the thing that really bothered me the most is when Queenie changed because, her and Jacob. I'm beginning to think that maybe she's under a spell.
Queenie, you gotta wake up.
Jacob. He's the answer. He wants what we want.
No.
Walk with me.
No.
Walk with me!
You're crazy. No. Queenie, don't do it.
So I'm starting to. That's my guess that this whole thing with Queenie is Grindelwald has made her, because she can read minds. She's reading Grindelwald minds, but at the same time, Grindelwald can make you think things too. So she's making her think that everything's great over on this side, and now. But I'm having a hard whole thing with why did she put a spell on Jacob?
Well,
what was the point of that?
Didn't they say something that
Aaron might? Hey.
Well, we got Aaron because I think I know.
I think the thing is,
you're not listening. You're on this.
I think the thing is like she does have that ability to read minds and has those abilities, but I don't know what I find it kind of weird because he's supposed to be like like a buddy kind of, and he's not very. He doesn't have any powers. He's just a baker, you know. He's a simple dude, and so I kind of find it weird. And there has to be something underlying, because earlier you were saying that later on in the Harry Potter series,
there's a Kowalski.
There's a Kowalski,
and the guy's name starts with a Q.
Yeah,
and there's a kid there named Kowalski, and his name is Kowalski.
Yeah.
So is that their kid?
So like potentially later on, generations down or something that could be. Yeah. So I don't know. There could be. But I find it kind of weird. That was kind of a weird situation because she was standoffish with him when they first met each other, her and Grindelwald, and then later on, it kind of happened really quickly. It happened really quickly, like in that.
And if you remember, one of his followers, she was crying on the steps because her sister and the whole thing going on with them.
And then that
lady came up. One of the lady came up. So what was that about?
Well, think about this, okay? There's a whole rule about you can't hang out with muggles or nomads, what do you call them, or marry them. And so he knew that. He loved her, but he knew that he didn't want her to go to jail. So he was really thinking about her.
But isn't Grindelwald more about purebloods too?
Right.
He's saying that, but he's making her think that come over here and you can do what you want.
Well, he's telling her lies, obviously, but he's getting her when she's weak. And I did do a piece on that about, they sometimes think the weak and those people who are caring and loving, they can take advantage of them, and that's what I think he's doing. He's taking care of. He's trying to get to her heart to get to her head, and trying to, because that's where she functions from, right? And I think that's the whole idea, is that evil will do that. They'll try to get to your whatever they can to pull you in and turn you against the people you love too, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Well, he was doing that with all the followers when they were in the tomb. He was saying, he's like, because that witch had attacked one of the Aurors, and he killed her because of it, because he was just doing his job. And so he said, look at what's happening. This is what's been happening. Go and tell everyone. And they just booked out of there. And so he's just been manipulating them. He's manipulating Credence into believing something that, we don't know for sure if he's a Dumbledore, but that's a different thing as well.
Yeah.
The complicated storyline.
But now we have this whole thing with Lita Lestrange, how they built the character, made her very interesting. We got to see her go back to Hogwarts. We got to see she was a little troublemaker kind of. And then she's gone.
Was I such a bad student?
On the contrary, you were one of my cleverest.
I said bad, not stupid.
I don't think she's gone. I think she disapparated her into a little holding area, and I think that's because she disappeared in a different way. And that's my prediction. I think because her character was so cool, she was this kind of cool cat, and the way she just kind of left, there's so much more we need to know about her.
How is she related to the other Lestrange, the crazy one?
She's not. She's not? That Lestrange, Bellatrix married into the Lestrange family.
Oh, gotcha.
See,
I got you.
Mrs. Weasley wanted her son Bill to marry Tonks.
Nymphadora?
The purple Nymphadora. That was who she wanted to marry. Oh. So that bit to kind of blood thing going on, I guess. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
Also,
arranged marriages.
Yeah. So there's that, and the also thing with Credence and Grindelwald telling him he's a Dumbledore.
Aurelius. Yeah.
But my question is, he could be an elemental. He could have been created, because if you think about it, this what's his name? Nicholas Flamel.
Yeah,
is an alchemist.
Oh, that old guy.
Yeah, and so now
crackly crunchy dude.
Right, and now so him and Dumbledore are going to be going down to Rio, where the alchemist school is. Oh. So is he a gold elemental? You could create a person out of it. The whole school over there, in one of the schools over there, is also made out of gold, and it's protected by animals. So I'm curious about
like El Dorado type of situation.
Yeah, type of thing.
It's an involved story.
Yeah, it's called Castle Brunox or something like that. It's in central Brazil. So there's just little guesses we're trying to figure out.
And where that information come from? Is that from the book?
It's from like Pottermore and stuff like that.
Yeah, Pottermore. You listen to Pottermore and Mugglecast and things like that you listen to, that I get information because people talk.
Well, the thing I have an issue with that of him being created is the Phoenix, because that if the Phoenix wasn't there, I would be like, okay.
Oh, tell us about it, because that only goes for the family, right?
Grindelwald, he's a powerful dude.
But if Dumbledore created it, wouldn't that part of a Dumbledore be in him? Would that be possible?
Possibly. It just depends if Dumbledore has that power. But I'm sure in the next movie, when the big fight happens and everything, we'll see a little more into what's happening. Yeah. But for right now, it's a cliffhanger.
So the Phoenix shows up in Dumbledore's family, right? So
Yes, to a Dumbledore that is in need.
Right.
So that's
Okay. Now the other one is the first one that we watched. We saw Mr. Greaves, the guy that was played by Colin Farrell.
Percival.
Is that his first name?
I thought it was Percival.
Well, it's Mr. Graves, right?
Yeah, Mr. Graves.
I ask you, Madam President. I ask all of you. Who does this law protect? Us? Or them?
That character that was already there, and for what's his name, Grindelwald, for him to take on that character, he needed he had to take Polyjuice potion, which Graves had to be alive for that to happen. So where is he at?
Kind of like a Mad Eye Moody situation where he's captive.
Is he going to show up later on?
Maybe so.
Is he kind of ashamed of himself?
Hey, that's a Star Trek moment with no one's Star Trek in here, are they?
So there's that. And the other thing with Dumbledore, how he looked in the mirror and you could see what you want in the mirror, and you saw him looking at Grindelwald. My thing is he wasn't looking at Grindelwald, he's looking at the necklace. Because the reason why they made that blood pat is because I think is they were going after the Deathly Hallows. Remember, they're going after that. They're going to find it. So they made the blood pat to say, if we find it, we get it together. We can't battle each other with it.
I thought what more of it was that it was a representation of the love that at least Dumbledore had for him.
That it wasn't reciprocated.
But it wasn't. But he thought it was.
Yeah.
He was lying to him about that. So I thought that's what it was.
But at the end, when Newt asked him, "Could we destroy it?" and what did he say?
Maybe.
Possibly,
yeah.
Yeah, he's not sure. So there's that. So we already talked about. I'd like to know more about this Livermore school. I mean,
Livermore in America?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to show you a lot of those American side of all this too.
Well, Queenie went there. Who else? What's Newt's love interest?
Lita Lestrange?
No.
The other one. Oh, that girl. Yeah, her sister.
Tina.
So we don't know a whole lot about it, but maybe we will in the next movie.
I have a question. Okay, so when Lita Lestrange died, she said, "I love you," but it doesn't say who she was saying it to. It could have been...
I think she loved them both.
I thought it was Newt.
Really?
Yeah.
I love you.
She could love him and not,
Yeah, but isn't that just kind of a weird thing because her fiance is right there, and then the guy you loved is your brother, is his.
Well, I'm sure they did that to kind of make the audience go,
"Yeah,
who are you talking about?"
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of Newt Scamander, the actor Eddie Redmayne, is that his name? Redmayne. He said that his character is on the autistic
spectrum,
like Asperger's spectrum. So that's how he's playing him. That's how he is, because he's very social and apt.
Right. And Asperger's is high end of being autistic, and it makes sense. A lot of smart people have those quirks, and he didn't like to be touched, and he didn't like to be enclosed, which makes sense. Yeah. So that's a good dynamic, I think, of a different kind of character that you don't usually see, but that's kind of cool because you would have all kinds of people, that are in that world.
Yeah, right? And so my wife's son, he's 21, and he's autistic. Yeah. I mean, he's on the he doesn't speak or anything. Right.
No magic for him.
And he nailed that character. That guy nailed the way the stuff, the look, how you can't really, because he kind of looks at everybody kind of like that. Yeah.
Well, he's played a number of characters, and one of them he played Stephen Hawking.
That's right.
Yeah, he did.
Those kind of
So for me, it's like when you hear about him being expelled from school, my guess is like everybody was very uncomfortable with him, and they show that in this movie. When you go back to Hogwarts, he was very uncomfortable.
If you'd ever had the pleasure to teach him, you'd know Newt is not a great follower of orders.
I have a feeling that Dumbledore just let him go be who he is. He wasn't worried about graduating. I don't think he cared about school. And I think Dumbledore just really let him go do what he needed to do. Let him go. He was in the animals and all that because he knew that's where his heart was at. And he wasn't really gaining anything through school. So I don't know if he really was.
Expelling is not a...
I don't know.
It's just a formality.
Why would they expel him? What did he do?
What was it again that he got banned from traveling?
I'm not sure
across the country.
Because he's transport. How do I know this? And you guys don't know this. I'm not the Harry Potter fan.
Because we remember other things.
He was transporting, some things have TMI, too much information.
Yeah.
He was transporting some animal that was illegal, and they didn't want him to do it, so he got kind of in trouble for it. So,
okay, so now
all about the animals.
Also, what is the connection between Nagini and Credence? What do they share? Because aren't they kind of buddies?
Because they're both in the circus. They're both
in the circus.
Is that the Nagini that we see with Voldemort? Or?
Well, the thing is that
so.
She's what's it called? Omega the something or other.
Animagus.
Animagus, yeah.
No, she's not.
Her curse is that she will eventually, when she she'll eventually
the guy
turn
did
permanently.
say it in
Because
there.
Animaguses can transform by will.
And what I hear is that she actually befriended Voldemort in a certain realm or something while he was transforming into human. He was hiding there, and they kind of befriended each other. So there's that. There's that guess.
Interesting.
So I always kind of thought that. And also there's Jacob Kowalski. Dan Folger has his own podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty good. And he's got, if you look at his podcast, it's him in cartoon form in a Han Solo outfit. But he's talking to the lady that plays Nagini about it. So there's some things on there that people might want to check out. Yeah.
So she's really created this big, huge universe, whatever. And, we were talking earlier that some artists will create, a number of little small things. And some people, like a Tolkien, creates a big... They really invest in, and that's what she's done.
And the thing about it is also, as Aaron was talking about, we see McGonagall in this movie on a flashback of some things. She's not old enough to be in that time.
She joined the school in the 50s.
Right. So we're thinking, did she have a time turner, or is Rowling not just worrying about canon right now? Is she going to change the canon?
I will not have you in the course of a single evening besmirching that name by behaving like a babbling, bumbling band of baboons.
I don't know. That's her story.
A big thing for this movie that I have questions about is the Elder Wand, because obviously this whole thing had, in the Harry Potter series, it alluded to this major fight that happened between Grindelwald and Dumbledore. And so I'm always confused because I thought that the wand was just supposed to, if you are the true owner of that, then it protects you no matter what. Like, you will win the fight. But it turned on Grindelwald, and that's how Dumbledore was able to win with a normal wand. So I wondered how that's going to work.
But when he won, it killed his sister because it reflected and bounced back.
They didn't have it at that time because he stole it from someone else in prison. They were using their normal wands.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think they kind of gave you the answer already. The blood thing, because they both share the same blood, so that's why you could take it from him. You would think so, right?
And some people think that blood pack was made before they killed the sister died. Which would have had to.
Yeah.
And that's why when they shot the shots at each other, it deflected because it could kill you, and it hit her. Oh. And so it's both of their faults if that's the case, because they both made that together.
Yeah.
Well, now that they're doing more...
But wait a minute. Grindelwald stole it. He didn't win it.
You're right. He did steal it from that guy in prison. Oh, wow.
He stole it from his house, didn't he?
Is then it just the one that's more worthy at that point?
I don't know. That's a good question. How did he just... Wow.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, from the guy's house, but he did die in prison.
But from a prequel standpoint, a lot more movies are doing prequels. I mean, she's starting to fill in all the pieces, right?
Yeah.
All things have been alluded to. Now they're trying to figure out, how to set it up. And it might be different than, people predicted. But, in a movie and a book format, different stuff. And now she's doing more of writing for movies, right? Is that how this is going?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing about it is, like I said before, Rudy was asking me, he goes like, how did the books fare from the movie? And I'm like, if they were to put everything in the books, in the movie, it'd be 2 discs each for each movie.
Yeah,
they did
huge.
good what they did in the time that they had. And, there are some things that might have been tweaked here and there, but it was a good movie, and they're good books, and they're different, and they're both good.
Yeah. You can enjoy both experiences, That's how it works.
Yeah,
that's how they do it.
And Baltimore, it's spelt with a T. The T is silence. It's Baltimore. That's from J.K. Rowling.
I was just afraid to say the whole name.
It's French.
Shall not be named.
It's French, so the T is silent. So, but in the movie, there's some of the people that say Baltimore because that was written on the script. But it's Baltimore.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Harry says Voldemort.
Yeah, Harry does.
Yeah, Baltimore.
But if you look at the first 2 movies, some of them will say that.
I'm going to say the "ta" just because I can. Right. Because I'm not French.
So where are we at on?
Oh, well, I don't know.
18 minutes now.
Good job. So, yes, your time's getting short. No, anything else you guys want to say about it?
We'll put some edits in this one.
Yeah. I think the thing is, it's just a big cliffhanger
Probably.
right now. And there's a lot of things that don't make sense. There's a lot of things that do make sense. And for right now, we just got to take it as it is. And it was a cool movie. The end fight scene was big and epic. It's everything every Harry Potter fan wants and needs. And I guess for now, we got to wait another couple of years until we get a nice wrap up of everything.
Well, guess what? Star Wars is doing that to us too. That's how the Jedi was, right? So basically, the second movie in any trilogy is sort of a bridge, like you said, right? A lot of things don't get things get answered, but not, and things get like cliffhangers, and that's how they get us, man. That's how you got to stay tuned and see how they wrap it all up, right? So we know how trilogies work, unless this is not going to be a trilogy. Is this going to be
Five movies. Five movies.
Is it supposed to be five?
5 movies.
We always knew it was going to be more than one movie. We knew that from the start, and we said a trilogy is a kind of placeholder, didn't we? Because we knew there would be more than one movie. But we've now, I think we can say, am I allowed to say that, David? Yes. So I've now done the plotting properly, so we're pretty sure it's going to be 5 movies.
No questions.
I thought they were just doing the 3.
5.
Mess with your
So
mind.
we're probably not going to get that fight till way in.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
5. Ooh, pace yourself.
Yeah.
Pace yourself.
It's like 7 years of waiting.
She's got to write them.
Can you do it?
No.
That's a spiritual
I
issue.
can't
Waiting
handle-
for certain. Oh, I know.
Okay.
So, is it? You know what's interesting? Okay, so just to kind of be self-serving here, but I did do a piece on, and it's going to be coming out in a couple weeks. It was the crimes is for the crimes of the innocent and the simple, and I thought of Queenie and Newt as two people who he looks at those people who are simple, or he called her the innocent, right? He basically them clueless, right? And he would take advantage of them. And that's what evil will do, right? They'll try to take advantage and make and not think they're important. And Newt had mentioned something before. His little creature, the one that looks like a duck.
Oh, the bowtruckle.
Yeah, he had actually taken something from him, and he made a comment. He goes, "Why? How did he do it?" He goes, "Because say his name,
Grindelwald.
Grindelwald doesn't think it's important." And see, it's the little things that are going to unwind his plans. And then how God works on the devil. The little things he think he gets all full of himself, and it's the little things that'll take down evil, which is good. So I think that's a good lesson in that one too, is that, sometimes the enemy looks at us as idiots, dummies. They don't know what they're talking about. It's like, yeah, no, we do. And, they kind of think, then this what's going to it's going to defeat the evil, my prediction, when that comes down. It'll be something very small. And it could be someone who we didn't think is important, but they were, right? Mm-hmm. So that's it. So don't discount those people who are the quiet. This very Lord of the Rings too. They said sometimes the course of history could be one small person that makes a difference. Mm-hmm. So don't give up when things get tough.
That's probably going to be Newt that does it.
I bet you it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Big catalyst.
Which would be good. It was very fitting, right? Yeah, the one very thing he came up. And the funny thing is, he thinks he's a simple-minded, which he is. There's a lot going on inside his head. But the outside is not always going on the inside. He's going to figure something out because he's probably studying that whole thing.
Well, because
he studies because he's like an animal.
Because Dumbledore knows he's the smart wizard, so he knew Harry had it in him, and he knows Newt has it in him for something we don't know what.
Well,
but we know there's something.
Thank you for those mentors who see beyond.
He asked him to help him. He's like, I don't know if I could break this blood pact, but you probably could do it if there might be some animal or something that he's able to do it as well.
You know what? He knows what's inside Newt, and that's why he takes him on. Because you know what? He knows that if he accepts him, and he basically accepts him who he is, and he'll listen to him. He knows that he's got his ear, and he's probably going to listen to him, and he'll figure it out. It's taking time. It's taking time with people, not trying to rush through and figure it out. It's like, you know what? Let's spend some time and figure this out, and tell me your story, right? So,
An address. What's that? A safe house in Paris.
Why would I need a safe house in Paris?
Should things at some point go terribly wrong, it's good to have a place to go. For a cup of tea.
And I think that's why some people kind of dislike the movie. A lot of people like fast paced because the Harry Potter series, it took time in some places, but a lot of the time it was a little fast paced and the story had to progress because it's so long. But I don't think Rowling's doing that with this. I think she's taking her time, really going back into the story.
Yeah, because there's no books, so there's no reference.
Yeah, so she can just do whatever she wants.
That's how she writes, though. She gives a lot of good detail, a lot of depth to her characters, and that's why wouldn't you want that in a movie too?
Do you think this being a prequel, you have to be very careful about previous characters' foundations and how you take care of that.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody was upset at the Queenie thing
Yeah.
because here we have this, happy person that her personality changed from this movie to that movie. She was a totally different person.
Oh, you slay me. I never really talked to a nomad before.
But that's, like you said, that's the whole thing of getting your heart broken, and then you try to figure out what you're desperate enough to do some stupid stuff, and that's kind of what. And I'm sure she's not gonna. I'm sure it's gonna change. She's not like glassy eyed, like yes, master. She's not that way. She's just kind of like wanting that. She wants a good solution to something.
Remember at the end, he was asking Queenie about Credence, and she goes, "Be careful with him," or whatever, because she already knew. So there's just a lot of he's using her to get to him.
Yeah, maybe she's. Yeah,
well, really, if you think about it, a lot of what she's doing is because of Jacob, because he's kind of promising her these things that aren't really allowed, and some freedoms, and she wants to have that relationship with him, so that's why.
Well, she knows if that he's an agent of change, and if he can change society, he can change the rules. Here's an example of it: is that the Jedi were not allowed to marry, but in the later books, because everything fell down, that Luke Skywalker married. And the thing about it is, and it's sort of like, well, I don't know if I should even go there, but it's sort of like some people think Catholic priests should marry. It wouldn't solve a lot of problems. Solve a lot of problems, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe that's an issue that they would look at as like, maybe we should allow some things that would be beneficial, and maybe changing the rules, that maybe they shouldn't push them up, because he did say something about the Muggles being important, and not disregard people because they're different too.
Oh, and and he brought up World War II and showed the
that was on
Mugglecast.
Deep.
If you stop us,
they're calling him the Hitler Wizard.
Yeah,
the Hitler. Yeah. Well, you know what he said? He goes, if they stop us, this will happen. And I bet it's the other way around. Because what they're doing, they're going to make it happen. So he's kind of a twist on how history's going to... Because does he see the future, right? Does he see the future?
He can see it with the skull.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there you go. The Hitler... Yeah. People get to light right now.
Hitler Wizard on Mugglecast, yeah.
Sounds about right. Well, hey, what he did, he used his voice to convince people of things, right? Now we hear it in German, but I'm sure it was like, all right, people, I got this plan. And he tells you everything you want to hear, right? We will make this right. We'll do what you need to do. Yeah. You want that? Vote for me. I got everything you need, right? 2 chickens in a basket, right? Because they were starving. So the thing about it is they were looking for change, and that's sad. Because you get someone who abuses their, what do you call it? Their ability. Yeah, there's another one. Their charisma, right? Because he does have charisma. It's Johnny Depp too, right? It's going to work it, right? He can pull out his Willy Wonka. Anyways, all these characters, right? There's Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah, think about that. Captain Jack Sparrow was the same way too. He tried to convince you of everything.
Me, I'm dishonest. And a dishonest man you can always trust to be dishonest. Honestly. It's the honest ones you want to watch out for.
Everything. He talks his way out of everything. That's his gifting, right? But he abused his gift. The gift of gab. We have a few relatives like that, but don't mention any names. Ron's like, yes, right. Oh, you can say that now. Say it.
Right.
There you go.
I'm not sure how to take that. Sincere admiration, Kirk. From one warrior to another. Right.
Right.
Oh, gosh. All right. Anyways. Well, guys, I guarantee we have not exhausted your magical world here, but you got to get a little taste in this, right? Yes, we didn't wrap it up. We got to get on some other things, but we appreciate we open our magical world here, and thank you guys for putting your 2 cents in. Good job, man. So I'm sure there's more to come. All right, I'm still Gary.
I'm still Aaron.
And I'm still Ron.
And class is dismissed.
Okay.
I think they were inferring they didn't like your look.
No, I think you're right.
Abe Gonzalez. Grindelwald is like Stalin, and Voldemort is like the Joker had a kid with Emperor Palpatine. Who's Emperor Palpatine?
I can feel your anger.
Is this a historical figure that I don't know?
Growing inside of you.
Who does it? What is from Star... Dan! It's from Star Wars.
Doing the exact impression.
I haven't seen it.
I see that.
Oh, no. I got the wrong one.
Hey, thanks for joining a class at Neekology 101. You can always find us on Podbean, which you can download for free through the iTunes, Android, and Google stores. Or we're now on Spotify. And guess what? We're also on YouTube. Be sure to hit subscribe to stay up to date on all our new episodes.
If you want to learn about God Among Geeks and what we do here, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can also check us out on our blog at godamonggeeks316.com.
And please feel free to email us at forbearproductions@gmail.com. We love to hear your thoughts because we are the Knights who say, Neek!